So, thank you for joining us for today's episode of True Self Tools Confidence, Calm, and Connection. True Self Tools is about enhancing your self worth, cultivating emotional resilience, and promoting healthy relationships, all while encouraging a spirit of collaboration. As you know, True Self Tools is brought to you by Images, where we are imparting motivation, achieving goals, and expecting success each and every day. I am Siata Seiler. I will be your facilitator for this workshop. And as many of you all know, that my professional background spans from wellness coaching to trauma informed mentoring and holistic outreach. I am known for creating safe and growth centered spaces that prioritize truth, accountability, and practical healing. All right. My passion is helping others. And in doing so, I like to assist others in assessing their inner stability and power by aligning with their most authentic self, not by escaping any reality, but engaging directly with the reality of which you are currently living. Okay? So, for those of you who are new, you can take a few moments to read this particular portion about me. I'm not going to go on and on about myself because I am ready to get into the workshop. However, many of you, like I said, that have attended already are aware of who I am. And this information is always available for you to read on our website or even on the presentation. All right, so for this episode of True Self Tools, we're going to talk about unmasking your identity, discovering who it is that you really are. All right. This is the day one workshop. The objective is to help participants begin the journey of self connection by recognizing how external roles and expectations have influenced their sense of identity and gently guiding them back to the core of who they were designed to be before any shame, roles, or life experiences shaped their self perception. All right. Beyond the mask, returning to the real you. This is about being aligned with truth, emotional wellness, and self liberation through practical self inquiry. Again, I want to welcome you all to True Self Tools, Confidence, Calm, and Connection. I am grateful that each of you are here. So, today we're going to begin with something that's foundational, something that many people spend their whole lives struggling to reconnect with, and that is your identity. But let's be clear, because this isn't about fixing yourself or becoming a better version or trying to achieve some ideal, because that's not what we're here for today. This is about unmasking, letting go of any false identities, roles, or expectations that have been placed upon you, and starting to reclaim the parts of you that have been hidden or suppressed or forgotten. All right. Now, this process is gentle, honest, and freeing. You don't need to believe anything just because I say it. You'll take what's true for you and what resonates with you, and you're going to leave whatever doesn't. I always say take what resonates and leave the rest. So, for this day one overview of unmasking your identity, who are you really? Our focus today is rediscovering the truth of who you are beneath roles, labels, and life experiences. What we'll be exploring today is how your identity has been shaped by people, experiences, and expectations, the difference between who you are and the roles that you've played, as well as ways to begin reconnecting with yourself, not the version shaped by survival or approval. With unmasking your identity and discovering who you really are, we're going to have a journal session that we're going to do today. And the preview of that journal session is, if I could show up as my full self, I would do XYZ. So if I could show up as my full self today, right now, if you can already do that and you're already walking in that dynamic, kudos to you. There are a lot of people who are not walking in their truth and authenticity. So if you could show up as your full self today, what would you do? The tools for today consist of a short teaching video, Beyond the Mask, which we are currently doing, a guided journal exercise to help you reflect and reconnect, an optional identity map activity for those who are visual thinkers, and as always, I provide this calm, judgment-free space for honesty and self-awareness. You're able to leave your comments in the comment section, depending on which platform you're seeing this particular workshop from. You may be on the platform where it's an interactive workshop. If not, by all means, interact with us. Leave your comments, leave questions, leave ideas that you may have in the process of this presentation. We do want you to engage with us. Now, all of this matters because you are more than what you have been through. You are more than the roles that you have had to play. You are more than a mom. You are more than a dad. You are more than a teacher. You are more than, a CEO or a president, right? Today is about making space for your truth without pressure and without apology. So I want to welcome you to day one, unmasking your identity. Who are you really? Okay? This is the first day of the True Self Tools. You have made an important choice to show up for yourself in truth without filters and without apology. This space here is not about fixing who you are. It's about remembering who you've always been underneath the roles, expectations, and survival masks. Today we start by gently asking, who am I really? Not what others have said, not what life has demanded, but the truth at your core. From the time that you were born, we start collecting definitions. Someone says she's the smart one, or you're too sensitive, or you're lazy, you're strong, you don't need any help. Sometimes these messages are said out loud, and other times we pick these things up by how we're treated, what gets rewarded, or what gets punished. Over time, we begin to build a version of ourselves around those particular voices. But here's what's important. Not all of those voices were right. Sometimes none of those voices were right. Some were distorted by the pain of the person who was speaking. Some people didn't even see the real you. So today we begin by acknowledging this. You have the right to redefine yourself. Our daily intentions today are number one, to create a space for honesty and self connection. Number two, to notice what feels real and what no longer fits. Number three, to listen to yourself without judgment. You do not need to have the answer. You do not need to try to perform or fit to what you think is right or wrong. All you have to do is just be present and willing. Let today be about noticing, naming, and beginning again with clarity and compassion. So, when it comes to unmasking your identity, knowing who you truly are, again, we know that some of these messages are received from birth, some spoken, some unspoken. Okay? They could have come from your parents or caregivers, teachers, community members, culture, past trauma or failure, or repeated criticism and false praise. So these questions that I want you to reflect on as we are doing the presentation today with this workshop is number one, whose voice shaped your self image the most? Okay. Number two, were those voices affirming or controlling? Number three, have you ever paused to question whether those voices were accurate or not? The bottom line is this: before you decide who you are, you must know who told you who you were in the first place and whether they had the right to define you. And then what we do is move into the understanding and the knowing that you have the right to redefine yourself. So, right now, I want you to think about some of the roles that you've learned to play over the ages, right? Over the years. Think about some of the labels that you have taken on. Maybe you were the one who always had to hold it together. Maybe you became the helper or the fixer, the invisible one or the angry one. Sometimes we even adopt these roles to avoid rejection or feel needed to protect ourselves from pain, be loved or accepted, or stay emotionally or even physically safe. And while those roles may have helped us survive at one point in time, they don't always help us thrive. And we're moving from survival into thriving. So you're not being ungrateful or disrespectful by rethinking who you are or redefining yourself. You're choosing honesty over performance. The truth is this: you are more than any role that you played to make it through. All right? So again, ask yourself, when it comes to certain labels or survival roles, the strong one, the black sheep, the smart one, the people pleaser, the caretaker, the quiet one, the broken one, the overachiever, the rebel. Ask yourself, which one of those roles have you worn? And then ask yourself, did I choose them or did I become them? Every role that you took on had a reason, but now you get to decide if you want to keep it or release it. The real you is not lost, it's just buried underneath all of the situations, the trauma, the emotions, the experiences that you've gone through. Your identity is not something that you earn, it's not based on your success or survival. It's who you were before the world asked you or told you to be someone else. All right? Here are a couple of truths for you to reclaim. One, you were born with value. You don't have to prove it. You were born with the value, not born to prove your value. Number two, your worth isn't tied to performance, people's opinions, or your past. Let me reiterate that. Your worth isn't tied to performance, people's opinions, or your past. The core of you, your creativity, your compassion, your curiosity, your courage may be buried, but it is not gone. So I want to give you this gentle reminder, all right? You don't have to search for a higher version of yourself. You don't have to go looking and seeking for that. It is you. You just have to uncover the version that's already there. You have to remember who you are. There's nothing outside of you for you to go looking at. Right now, what we're doing is focusing on everything that is within us and becoming that. All right? I want to clearly state this. Again, you are not broken. You are not lost. You are not behind. So if you have ever felt like you don't recognize yourself anymore, or that you've been living someone else's version of you, you're not alone. The truth of who you are isn't gone. It's just buried beneath all that life has demanded of you and required you to be. Your curiosity, your softness, your strength, your courage, all of that is still within you. And we're going to make space for it to breathe and to be again. You don't need to go on this super long, drawn out, mystical journey to find yourself because you already exist. We can drop the mysticism. This is a space where we remove all of the extra layers, all of the perversions, all of the distortions, and we become who it is that we truly are. Everything that we need is already within us. So, for our guided reflection, we're going to rewrite the narrative. These are the journal prompts that I would like for you to utilize. Okay. We're going to take this from theory into practice. So, in your journal today, you'll reflect on three labels or roles that people have used to describe you, and then we'll dig a little deeper. Number one, we're going to look at, did you choose that role or did that role choose you? Number two, we're going to ask ourselves and reflect on, do you still want to carry this particular role? Now, obviously, parents are always parents, so we're going to remain those. Okay. Number three, does it feel true or just familiar? So, for example, the strong one. Did you choose that because you had to? Like, did you not have any choice? Are there some days that you would like to be soft? Are there some days you need an extra support system and the people aren't there because you're known as the strong one and people just automatically think that you don't need anything because you always make yourself readily available for any and everybody else, right? We have to consider some of these things and focus here, all right? So, you'll also complete a sentence with your journaling. If I could show up as my full self today, I would XYZ. I don't want you to overthink anything. We're going to be real, even if it feels a little awkward or unfamiliar, because this isn't about saying the right thing. It's about saying the honest thing. Being gentle with yourself. There's no judgment here. No one is grading your answers, even though some of you do have to turn your worksheets in for credit to get, your participation credit. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm not sitting around judging you. I'm not sharing your answers and information with other people. You're not in any group chats. We're not talking about you in judgment or any other type of low vibrational behavior. There's no gossiping or any of that going on about you. Okay? We're just utilizing, we do read it, but we also are examining what your thoughts are. We are able to see how you've grown since, starting the workshop. We're able to see that you are getting the information in which we are striving to relay to you. Okay? So that's the purpose for that. Now, Um, so again, your journal prompts you can see on the screen for yourself. If I didn't have to earn approval, I would. If I could show up as my full real self today, I would do XYZ. The version of me I want to return to is XYZ. Your answers, nothing is right or wrong about it, okay? I don't want you to overthink it. Let it be real, even if it feels unfamiliar. Okay? Because this is not about saying the right thing. It's about saying the honest thing. We're going to be true with ourselves. And in the process of being true and real with ourselves, we're going to be gentle with ourselves as well. There is no judgment here. This is your space to reconnect with your truth. All right? You don't need to have the answers right or wrong. You just need to be willing to listen to yourself and be honest. Reconnect. Do not perform. Write honestly. Don't try to filter anything to what you think sounds right or what you think we might want to hear as we're reading. Be for real. Be you. Okay? So here's our closing thought today. Okay? You were not designed to perform. You were designed to be. The truth of who you are has always been with you. Now you get to live it. You are not here with us to become someone else. You are here to remember who it is you are. You weren't born to be somebody else. You came into this earth realm to be an individual. You had an original design. So in this earth realm, you remember who you are, okay? Beneath all of the noise, beneath the pressure, beneath any type of performance. Every single person deserves that kind of truth, and you're giving it to yourself in these journal exercises and in this reflection. When you're finished with today's video, take time with the journal reflection. There's no need to rush it. Again, just be real. And when you're ready, we'll meet you for the next day of the True Self Tools, where we continue to explore things like inner calm and creating peace without needing to control everything around you, stepping into your presence, getting out of the performance state. There's so many great things that we have in store. Until then, just be kind to yourself. You're already doing something powerful just by showing up. We also have our quiz, you guys. As you know, each session has a quick 5-question multiple choice quiz. Some of you are on the interactive forum and some of you are not. If you are on the interactive platform, you can pick your answer and you'll see the correct answers. If you are not, we're going to go over the correct answers anyway. All right, so question 1. Which of the following is most likely a learned role rather than a reflection of your true identity? All right, you have A, curious, B, people pleaser, C, honest, or D, creative. I want to give you guys a second to put what you think the answer is in the comment section if you're not in the interactive portion, if you're not on the interactive platform. So put your answer in the comment section if you're not on the interactive platform. And I want to see who gets the question correct. Like I stated again, it's all right if you don't because we are going to go over the answers. Okay? Just giving everybody a minute to put their questions in. Put their answers in the comment section if they're not on the interactive platform. All right? And so the correct answer for question 1 was people pleaser. If you're on the interactive platform, you'll see it. All right. So for question 1, which of the following is most likely a learned role rather than a reflection of your true identity? People pleaser. Option B was the correct answer because people pleasing is usually developed for approval or safety and not as an innate trait. All right. Now question 2. When we ask, who told you who you are? The goal is to A, blame others for how we turned out. B, create a new image to live up to. C, identify which labels were placed on us without our consent. Or D, reinvent ourselves to impress others. Again, put your answers in the comment section if you're not on the interactive platform. I'll give you a few minutes. Oh, well, excuse me, not a few minutes. I'll give you a few more seconds. All right. And if you selected option C, then that is the correct answer. Option when we ask who told you who you are, the goal is to identify Which labels were placed on us without our consent? So the correct answer is C. And the purpose is to become aware of who you are and who defined you and whether or not it was accurate or fair. Question 3. Which statement reflects a mindset of reclaiming your true self? A. I just am who I've always been and nothing can change that. B. If people expect me to be strong, I'll keep pretending I am. C. I'm not sure who I am without these labels, but I'm willing to find out. Or D. Once I get approval, I'll feel more like myself. Put your answer in the comment section if you're not on the interactive platform. If you are on the interactive platform, then you will see that option C is the correct answer. Which statement reflects a mindset of reclaiming your true self? C. Excuse me. Yeah, which statement reflects a mindset of reclaiming your true self? That's C. The correct answer is C. I'm not sure who I am without these labels, but I am willing to find out. So reclaiming your identity starts with curiosity and willingness, not certainty or performance. Question 4. What is one common reason we adopt false identities or masks? A, to become more successful. B, to avoid being seen as authentic. C, to protect ourselves in difficult environments. Or D, to confuse others. Put your answers again in the comment section if you're not on the interactive platform. If you're in the interactive platform, you can select your answer and it'll show you that option C, what is one common reason we adopt false identities or masks? And the answer is C, to protect ourselves in difficult environments. So many roles or masks are protective strategies that helps us to navigate trauma or expectation. This is how we quote unquote survive. Okay. Now we move into thriving. And the last quiz question for today is number 5. What does it mean to be your true self in this workshop? Is it A, to live up to a perfect version of yourself? B, to copy others who seem confident? C, to reconnect with who you are underneath performance and pressure? D, to erase your past completely? Put your answer in the in the comment section if you're not on the interactive platform. Did you select A, B, or C? If you chose C for what does it mean to be your true self in this workshop, then that is the correct answer. To reconnect with who you are underneath performance and pressure. This workshop encourages honest reconnection with your core, not reinvention or perfection. All right? So again, those of you who need your assignments for participation, make sure that you get number 1, your journaling worksheet, and number 2, prepare to complete your assignment and turn it into the email address as you guys normally would. Okay. Thanks for joining us today for this True Self Tools. It has been my pleasure to facilitate this workshop for you. True Self Tools is all about confidence, calm, and connection. If you have any questions or comments, we love to hear from you. Contact Images at imagesgso@gmail.com. You can call us at 336-528-4833. Call or text. Email and text are the best options of communication for us because we respond faster. Sometimes we're not able to answer the phone as fast as people want us to, and it takes about 72 hours to return voicemails. So if you have an urgent need or you need to send in an assignment, you have the email address on the screen as well as our phone number that you can text as well as call. And then like and find us on social media as well. I want you all to enjoy the rest of your day and have fun with your assignment.